Can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
So my name is Hinck, and I am the Disability Resource Center Coordinator at Rockhurst University. I come from a K-12 background and worked mostly with elementary school students, and now am here working with students with disabilities of all kinds, mental health, physical disabilities, and then all the way up to, diseases and chronic illnesses, and just working with those students here on campus, helping to build that bridge and make them as comfortable on campus as we can, and then working with them throughout all of their years here at Rockhurst.
Now, could you please tell us a bit about Rockhurst University?
So Rockhurst is such a unique place because we are really close to the city of Kansas City. We are right next to bus stops and just blocks away from our transit that takes us all the way through the city and into downtown. So we are nestled right in there, and we're really close to the Country Club Plaza as well. So that offers really great city life, restaurant, shopping. We're just blocks away from that. And so people really enjoy our urban feel. Rockhurst, graduate and undergraduate, we're a little bit under 3,000 students that we serve. This incoming freshman class is right around 300. So we're kind of like a big high school, and we have a really tight-knit community here. All of our class sizes really run between 15 to 35 students in a class. So we have a really, really great small home-like feel. A lot of our faculty and instructors know our students by their first name, know a lot about them. We really pride ourselves on having that great personal connection with students and faculty, as well as the staff here at Rockhurst. So we have a really, really unique feel here, very much a community.
Rockhurst University is a Catholic college, right?
So we are a Catholic Jesuit university, and that is something that we really pride ourselves on here is we live by those Jesuit values, but we also have tons of students here who are not Catholic Jesuits, myself included. And there are a lot of opportunities, though, for you to learn a little bit more about what it means to be a Jesuit and what that, life looks like for you here. And our campus ministry is amazing and also extremely inclusive. So we also offer tons of prayer services for people of all faith backgrounds. And we are an extremely welcoming campus.
Given the relatively small student body, Rockhurst faculty make themselves quite available, right?
We have a lot of people that you can access at any time. Our president, our provost, all of our deans are extremely accessible, and they love to interact with students. They are right there at move-in day, they're right in there at SOAR, and they are meeting and greeting and wanting to speak with everyone. So we love to be a part of that as well. Students are able to find out about our office online. We have a request form that the students are able to fill out, just telling us a little bit about themselves, a little bit about if they've had past accommodations, or if there's just anything that they just want to share with me. And from there, that shoots over to me, and I am able to connect with that student within 3 to 5 business days. So what I like to do is just set up a meeting where we can just chat, get to know each other. I have a little questionnaire that I go through with them where I'm just learning a little bit about some of the barriers that they've had in school, any of their strengths that they want to share, things that they're really proud of from their past educational experience. And then we kind of go into some accommodations that we feel like will work best for them here, and kind of go into their diagnosis, whatever history they have with their medical professionals, and any recommended accommodations on that end as well. So we go through that process, and it's really just kind of a one-on-one time. I do also, in the summer, spend a lot of time working with parents as well. So parents of neurodiverse students, parents of students with chronic illnesses. We talk a lot and just kind of work with the parents, because just as much as the students are nervous, the parents are nervous as well. They've been probably walking with their student a lot through their K-12 education, and so I want them to feel like they are a part of the conversation as they transition into college. So we'll have meetings with myself, the student, and their parent. And we'll just kind of talk about, what it looks like here, what their day-to-day will look like, what it looks like with their accommodations, and answer any questions that they have. I also work closely with dining services for any students with any dietary restrictions. And we work really closely with the head of our dining services department, as well as residence life. So a lot of students who do have needs when it comes to their residence hall, either wanting a private room accommodation or having a private bathroom, having anything that they need where they have mobility restrictions, being near an elevator or being on the first floor. Those are all things that we work really closely with residence life with. And we hopefully can get all those questions answered too before even the school year starts. So starting as early as May, I'm working with students and their families to hopefully get that transition nice and seamless, making it really easy for them. So yeah, that's kind of what our intake process looks like for freshmen.
How does your team typically support students seeking assistance?
And then moving forward, I am with students all the way throughout their time at Rockhurst, whether they're only here for 1 year or they stay and get their, graduate degrees and are here for 6 years. I'm with them through that entire process. I try and meet with everybody once a semester. And by try, I mean sometimes students are like, hey, I'm good. I actually don't really need any help this semester. Then I consider that a success and they are just moving on. But most of the time I'm meeting with everybody each semester. We just kind of go over how's everything going? What are some barriers that you feel like you're still having? How can I help with that? Even sometimes we're pulling in their faculty or instructors that they're having a little bit of issues with. And I just meet with them and kind of am the student advocate in that situation. We go over what their accommodations are, why they're important. They never have to disclose anything that they are not comfortable with. I'm kind of like their gatekeeper of all of their medical information, personal information, and from there they're able to share as much as they would like.
What academic support services are available to Rockhurst students?
On campus, we also have a student success network. So I am one of the pieces of that puzzle, but some other pieces of the puzzle are our tutoring and group study sessions. So we have amazing student tutors on campus that are completely paid for by the university. They range from, English 1000 all the way to our graduate nursing, OT, PT classes. We have tutors from a wide variety, as well as supplemental instruction, which is basically a group study session taught by a student who has been in the class. So the student sits in the class again. They have become now experts on that class, work closely with their instructor, and then they host their own group study sessions called supplemental instruction. So that is another really great piece of the puzzle. Another piece that we have is our success coaches. We have 2 success coaches. They are split up by alphabet of your last name. So what they do is they work with students on time management, study skills, getting organized. I always direct students from when they meet with me to one of their success coaches, and they live on opposite sides of my office. And they work with these students as much as once a week. So going in maybe on Mondays or Fridays, looking at their week ahead, looking ahead for 2 weeks, getting their tutor scheduled, getting their supplemental instruction on their calendar, looking at their assignments due, and just organizing it with them. It's great for those executive functioning skills. A lot of students who I see have had executive functioning taught K-12, and now we are able to kind of offer that as well in their college setting.
What housing options are available to Rockhurst students?
So on campus, we do have a majority of students who live on campus. We do support students living on campus their first 2 years. So we would love to have you in our residence halls those first two years, just to kind of get acclimated and have a good sense of the community, making friends, building relationships, all of that. And then we do have a wide majority who are also commuters. So After we encourage those first 2 years of living on campus, some students do decide to live at home or off campus and then commute. For students who are commuters and who live in the area, we have a commuter lounge. So we have a space completely set up for commuters with coffee, snacks, a really great lounge area. We have a great commuter community, and they meet and just talk about things that they can do to feel still a part of our campus while also not living on campus. And we have a commuter club that discusses that and works through all of the struggles of being a commuter student and all of the benefits of being a commuter student and having that safe space at home. But along with residence life, we, like I mentioned, work really closely with them and work with students of neurodiverse needs and any sort of mobility issues as well. We also work with students with mental health challenges and trying to figure out, what is the best setting for you? How can we support you in that? And then we never want anyone to feel tied down to their situation. We, of course, encourage you to try living on campus, even try living with a roommate. But if we feel like that is not a good fit, a week or a month or even a semester in, we are able to make that change and work with you and hopefully find a safer space to where you feel comfortable.
Do you offer any support to students hoping to make social connections?
So we talk a lot in our intro meetings as well about what are some of your interests, what are things that you enjoy, any sports or clubs that you were involved in K-12. And sometimes we mention sports, sometimes we mention activities and clubs. And then I really try and get you hooked up with those people on campus. So we have over 50 clubs on campus that range from recreational sports to a craft club. So we have tons of different places where you're able to find your niche, you're able to find people that of similar interests and people that you can spend a lot of time with. So we work a lot with student life here on campus. We have 10 plus fraternities and 10 plus sororities as well. So you're able to find groups of people through Rush and can meet with different group organizations, go through the process of Rush, and try and find people that you really connect with. And I'm grateful that Student Life works closely with our department when it comes to freshmen and students of disabilities, accessibility, making sure that we have that inclusivity on campus.
And you are also working on starting a more formal peer mentorship program too, correct?
So I reach out to them a lot and try and get connected with peer mentors and students on campus who work with those clubs, and just someone that is a friendly face on campus, someone that they can go to other than our supportive staff. It's always important to have a peer that you can go to and ask questions. We are working on starting a peer mentorship program just within our DRC office. So encouraging students who are on campus, registered with me, neurodiverse students who are feeling comfortable being a peer mentor. So walking with freshmen through their first year, just someone that they can touch base with, ask questions if they don't always feel comfortable coming to me or a support staff. And it can just be as easy as someone to eat lunch with for the first couple weeks, or just someone that you really want to tackle those questions with of where do I see myself going? What kind of career path do you think is best? So that's something that's in the works here.
What career services support is available to Rockhurst students?
On campus, we do have a career services department. So this department, they strictly work with students and talk about, okay, where do I see myself going? What are internships that I can get involved in? Who are connections that I can make? And trying to figure out, what is our path moving forward after Rockhurst? So that is a department that we do work with. I don't typically have a DRC department where we are just working with neurodivergent students, students with mental health needs, but we do direct and work with the career development side, and we're getting them involved with, job fairs, getting them there. I have worked with students in the past who are nervous about job fairs, not really sure what to do. and they just kind of come meet with me. We talk through what it looks like if they are just unsure of what the climate is. We just talk and we work through what does it mean to kind of give your elevator pitch. We can practice, look at their resume, just kind of someone to bounce ideas off of. I love working with students before their job fair, and maybe even a chance to talk about, what are some businesses that online talk about working with people with disabilities, any sort of work accommodations that they have. We can look on their website and kind of get some more information on that.
How does Rockhurst support student mental health?
So we do have a lot of students who struggle with mental health needs. And while I can only do so much as accommodations and someone that can just kind of direct them in the right places, we have an incredible counseling center. So on campus, we have 3 counselors that are certified therapists and work strictly with Rockhurst students. So we have 2 that are full staff, and they're absolutely incredible. And then we have 2 interns for the 2024-25 school year. So we'll have 4 counselors here on campus. I direct students to them all the time. I personally would send anyone that I know right to these counselors. They are absolutely fabulous, and they are able to work with you through any mental health needs. And they only take students here. You can start by just having 1 session with them, and then from there you can go as much as weekly and see them and just kind of work through what's going on and just kind of talk about, your struggles school-wise and then also your struggles personally. And they don't give you a diagnosis, so they cannot diagnose anxiety, depression, ADHD, anything like that. But they are also able to point you into the help of people who can diagnose you and get that diagnosis if that's what you're looking for.
Anything you are focused on further building out in the future that would be relevant to our audience?
So moving forward at Rockhurst, we have a lot of great things in play, including our peer mentorship program, but we're also looking into getting some more staff and faculty specifically trained in neurodiverse students. We're seeing this incredible surge of neurodiversity on campus with our students, and we want to be able to fully equip ourselves with that. So I'm working on getting trained in that, and then hopefully helping to train other staff and faculty members as well, just so that we have all the tools and just great, simple ways that we can be more inclusive in our academia and just with the way that we are speaking and presenting to students of all, brain types, learning types. We want to be as more inclusive in our campus as we possibly can. And then just working more on creating better relationships with all of our departments. So I'm trying to be more seen on campus as well, and going into classrooms more, letting students know that I am here as a resource. A lot of students see, disability and think, oh, that's not me, I'm doing great. But even if you have any sort of diagnosis, I am here to help. I am here to support you. And I want to be able to get all the accommodations that you need so that you are successful here at Rockhurst. So just trying to make myself a little bit more seen on campus, and not as a place where you're going for a deficit, but a place where you can go and just kind of as a launching pad for you to thrive and to just continue on and be the best version of yourself that you can.
Any student success stories you would like to highlight?
So through my year here, I have seen so many amazing students thrive from using our office as well. We've had a couple students who have come from out of state, who have not had the connections that they maybe once had in their small town, out of state, and they are just looking for any sort of connections. So starting here at our office, getting their accommodations, getting their services, and then through me, they were able to connect to their clubs on campus, getting into a fraternity or sorority, and then having their student success team all pieced together, and then are able to thrive. And then we have one student now who is an orientation leader. So starting from someone who was out of state, not knowing anybody, and then becoming so connected on campus that they are now leading freshmen. It is just such a joy to see these students thrive and find their footing and find their people. And I think that that's the most important part at the end of the day, is just finding your people, finding your love and your passion, and having a successful 4 years here at Rockhurst.
Big thanks to Hinck and Rockhurst University. Please subscribe to Inclusive Academia.